to the next ritual in today's Chitra Nakshatrotsavam celebrations, the ritual of Tulabhara Seva. Tulabharam is one of the most ancient rituals followed in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Matsya Purana in Atharva Veda Pratishtita, it is described, these scriptures describe 16 different types of danas, and Tulabharam is the topmost among those danas. Not only that, these scriptures also describe different types of offerings that can be made in Tulabharam. These offerings range from as simple as sugar and jaggery to all the way till gold and silver. The tradition of offering Tulabharam, that is, offering made against the weight equivalent of a person, deity or one's guru. This tradition of offering Tulabharam goes way back to as old as Dwapar Yuga, when Bhagavan Shri Krishna himself was walking on planet Earth. Once, in order to invoke the sacred sentiment of devotion in his wife, Devi Satyabhama, Bhagavan Shri Krishna plays a divine leela. Usually in all these leelas, Devarshi Narad Mahamuni always plays a very major role. So it happens, with the order of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, Narad Mahamuni once visits Devi Satyabhama and tells her, "O Devi, it seems to me that Bhagavan Shri Krishna loves Devi Rukmini more than you. You are much more beautiful. You come from a royal lineage. It is you who should get all his attention. Then why is it that you are not getting all his attention, all his love?" That's it. His words triggered all the patterns of jealousy and possessiveness in Devi Satyabhama. And she replies, "Narad Mahamuni, you have opened my eyes. It is true. It is me who should get all his attention. Please help me, guide me. What should I do?" And Narad Mahamuni, in his quintessential mischievous tone, says that, "O Devi, you can offer Bhagavan Shri Krishna to me as dana. In order to save the sanctity of that dana, I will let you trade Bhagavan Shri Krishna back, but against wealth in gold equivalent to his weight." Devi Satyabhama thinks for a moment and replies, "That's all?" And she brags that with the amount of wealth that I have, I will be able to offer wealth as much as 1,000 worth of Krishnas. Immediately after that, Devi Satyabhama organizes a grand Tulabharam in the royal courtroom in order to show her love for Bhagavan Shri Krishna and how much he means to her. Bhagavan Shri Krishna silently sits on one side of the Tulabharam pan, the scale, and on the other side, Devi Satyabhama starts pouring her wealth in gold. She keeps on pouring blocks of gold, but the scale does not move. It happens that there's an entire mountain of gold on one side of the pan, and on the other side, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is sitting, and the scale is not moving. In fact, Devi Satyabhama's words, in fact, came true. She had ended up offering all her wealth, not just equivalent, but more than 1,000 worth of Krishna's weight, but the scale was not moving at all. Desperately, in the end, she also asked for the help of the other wives of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, and they all offered whatever they had. All the wealth, all the gold they had, they poured on the pan, on the scale, but the scale still did not move an inch. In the end, Narad Mahamuni declares that, okay, now Krishna is all mine and I'm taking him away with me. He comes forward and starts taking Krishna with him, holding his hand. That is exactly when Devi Satyabhama immediately breaks down, pleading to him, "Oh Devarshi, where did I go wrong? What is it that I have done wrong? Why is it that the scale did not move at all? And why is it that I am not able to get Krishna's attention?" To this, Narad Mahamuni says, "Oh Devi, you have not understood at all who Bhagavan Sri Krishna is. He is not just this 6 feet body that you see with your physical eyes. He is Parandhama himself, supreme consciousness himself. How can you even think of moving him with just material wealth? He can only be moved by the devotion of a true devotee." After this, Bhagavan Sri Krishna silently approaches Devi Satyabhama and lovingly tells her, "Devi, you should go and visit Devi Rukmini. She will tell you how to win me back. She holds the secret key." Listening to him, Devi Satyabhama immediately rushes to the quarters of Devi Rukmini and first of all apologizes for wanting to have Krishna all for herself, trying to possess him. After that, Devi Rukmini, being a chaste and devout wife of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, agrees to help Devi Satyabhama and starts moving towards the royal courtroom. And on her way back, she plucks a tiny tulsi leaf, which she uses daily in her daily puja. On reaching the Tulabharam pan, she first closes her eyes and, remembering Bhagavan Sri Krishna in her heart, she places that one tulsi leaf with pure devotion in her heart on top of the huge mountain of gold on the Tulabharam pan. And as soon as she puts that tulsi leaf, the pan simply lifts. It simply moves. So, with this story, we learn today the lesson that any offering, any dana, should be made only with the pure space of gratitude and devotion, not from the space of possessiveness or getting something. It should only be done from the space of giving, giving for the sake of giving itself. That's all. In fact, in the words of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, he says, give for the sake of giving, exhale, keep on exhaling so that I can inhale in you, so that I can fulfill you. So now, with this, invoking this sacred sentiment of devotion that Devi Rukmini had for Bhagavan Sri Krishna, let us now offer the Tulabhara Seva to our beloved Bhagavan, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Nithyanandam. The first offering of Tulabharam is the Rajata Tulabharam. The offering of the Rajata Tulabharam, the silver Tulabharam, is the first offering of Tulabharam today. Mamopata samasta duritakshayadvara bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham adhya purvokta evam guna viseshena visishtayam asyam shubhatito Alice Kramer nam yaha, Gary Kramer namadheyasya, John Kramer namadheyasya, Kara Harlan Kramer nam yaha, Evan Rhodes Harlan namadheyasya, Osman Orion Harlan namadheyasya, Shairisa Harlan Namyaha, Robin Namadheyasya, Bharat Reddy Namadheyasya, Winston Reddy Namadheyasya, Jackson Reddy Namadheyasya, Daniel Kramer Namadheyasya, Alexander Mertz Namadheyasya, Karen Kramer Namadheyasya, Molly Kramer Namadheyasya, Ruthie Kramer Namyaha Sakutumbhasya, Manasepsita Sakala Sadabhishtakamyartha Siddhyartham, Jnanavairagya Jivan Mukti Praptyartham, Shri Sarvadeva Devi Swarupa Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva, Rajata Tulabharam Chakarishye. Om Rajadirajaaya Prasakya Sahine Namo Vayam
Vai Shravanaya Kurmahe Same Kaman Kama Kamaya Mahyam Kameshwaro Vai Shravano Dadato Kuberaya Vai Shravanaya Maharajaya Namaha Shri Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Bhagavate Shri Nithyananda Paramashivaaya Namaha Karpura Nirajanam Sandarshayami Rakshandharayami.
Next offering of Tulabharam is the Haridra Tulabharam, the offering of the turmeric Tulabharam. Mamopata Samasta Duritakshaya Dvara Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Adhya Purvokta Evam Guna Viseshena Vishishtayam Asyam Shubhatito Shadamasna Gotrodhavasya Balaji Srinivasan Namadheyasya Anusha Srinivasan Namyaha Rohit Gupta Namadheyasya Leela Gupta Namyaha Surya Gupta Namadheyasya Helen Sau Namyaha Raghavan Sau Namadheyasya Radha Swami Namyaha Srinivasan Gomandur Namadheyasya Anand Mohan Namadheyasya Vasudevan Raghavachari Namadheyasya Venkatanaran Raghavachari Namadheyasya Keshava Vasudevan Raghavachari Namadheyasya Vivek Bansal Namadheyasya Sakutumbhasya Jungkai Long Liang Namadheyasya Yu-E Liang Namadheyasya Chunmai Tsu Namyaha Cheng Chief Liang Namadheyasya Sakutumbhasya. We'll be offering now the Veda mantras related to the offering of Haridra or turmeric. It is known as the gold among all the herbs. We will now be chanting the Sri Suktam describing Mahalakshmi as the embodiment of gold. Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Ma'avaha Tam Ma'avaha Jatavedo Lakshmi Manapagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Gamashvam Purushanaham Ashwapurvam Radhamadhyam Hastinadha Prabodhinim Shriyam Devi Mupakvaye Shrirma Devi Jushatam
कांसोऽस्मितां हिरण्यप्राकारामार्द्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां तर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् मनसः काममाकूतिं वाचः सत्यमसीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्नस्य मयि श्रीश्रयतां यशः कर्धमेन प्रजा भूता मयि सम्भव कर्धमा श्रियं वासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो मावः आर्द्रां यःकरिणीं यष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो मावः तां मावः जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयं गामश्वं प्रभूतं गावो दास्योश्वान् विन्देयं पुरुषानहम् ॐ महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मीः प्रचोदयात्। राजाधिराजाय प्रसख्य साहिरे नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः। श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षान् धारयामि।
The offering of Tulabharam is the Tamra Tulabharam, the offering of copper. Amopatta samasta duritakshayadvara bhagavachri nityananda paramashiva prityartham adhya purvokta evam gunavisheshana vishishtanam asyam shubhatito. Patrick Pinus namadheyasya, Daniel Pinus namadheyasya, Mekshla Pinus namadheyasya, Krista Pinus nam yaha sakutumbhasya. मनसेप्सित सकल सदभीष्ट काम्यार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थम ज्ञान वैराग्य जीवन मुक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थम श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूप भगवत श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव ताम्रतुलाभारं च करिष्ये।
असौ यस्ताम्रो अरुण उत बभ्रुः सुमङ्गलः ये चेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षुश्रिता सहस्रशो वैशागुं हेडयीमहे असौ यो वसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विरोहितः उतैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुतहार्यः उतैनं विश्वाभूतानि सदृष्टो मृडजातिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीढुषे अधो ये अस्य सत्त्वानोऽहं तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्च धन्वनस्त्वमुभयोरार्त्निजोर्ज्यां याश्च ते हस्त इषवः पराता भगवो वपा अवदत्यधनुस्त्वगुं सहस्राक्षशते शुधे निशीर्य शल्याणामुखा शिवो नः सुमना भव विज्यं धनुः कपर्दिनो विशल्यो बाणवागुम्मुता अनेशन्नस्येषव आभुरस्य निषङ्गतिः या ते हेतिर्मीदुष्टमहस्ते बभूव ते धनुः तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुजा नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधायानातताय धृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वने परिते धन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् वृणक्तु विश्वतः अथो य इषुधिस्तवारे अस्मन्निधेहितम् शम्भवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय नित्यानन्दाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः नमो हिरण्यबाहवे सेनान्ये दिशां च पतये नमो नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यः पशूनां पतये नमो नमः सस्पिञ्जराय त्विषीमते पथीनां पतये नमो नमो बभ्रुषाय विव्याधिनेन्नानां पतये नमो नमो हरिकेशायोपवीतिने पुष्टानां पतये नमो नमो भवस्य हेत्यै जगतां पतये नमो नमो रुद्राय तताविने क्षेत्राणां पतये नमो नमः सूताय हन्त्याय वनानां पतये नमो नमो रोहिताय स्थपतये वृक्षाणां पतये नमो नमो मन्त्रिणे वाणिजाय कक्षानां पतये नमो नमो भुवन्तये वारिवस्कृतायौषधीनां पतये नमो नम उच्चैर्घोषाय क्रन्दयते पत्तीनां पतये नमो नमः कृत्स्नवीताय धावते सत्त्वनां पतये नमः नमः सहमानाय निव्याधिनां पतये नमो नमः ककुभाय निशङ्किने स्तेनानां पतये नमो नमो निशङ्किन इषुधिमते तस्कराणां पतये नमः
ॐ तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात् हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात्। हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात्। हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात्। श्री सर्वदेव देवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि चान्धारयामि। शोणाद्रीशावताराय ज्योतिस्तंभस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। तत्त्वज्ञानप्रदाताय नित्यानन्देश्वररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। मूलप्रकृतिरूपाय परमशिवशक्तिस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। दण्डत्रिशूलहस्ताय कालकालस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। आदिपूज्याय देवाय सकृत्पूर्णत्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। सर्वाभयविनाशकाय शत्रुसंहाररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। योगपट्टाभिषिक्ताय राजसन्न्यासधारिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। सार्वभौमैकपत्याय राजराजार्चिताय च श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। मङ्गलं कल्पवृक्षाय मङ्गलं ज्ञानदायिने परमशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मङ्गलम्। मङ्गलं श्रीविद्याम्बायै मङ्गलं कामदायिन्ये सर्वमङ्गलदात्री नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मङ्गलम्। मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मङ्गलम्। परमावताराय नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम्। त्वं स्मृतमहं धन्य मम प्राणमहेश्वर गंगाधर नामेति स्तोत्रस्थानं ददाम्यहम्.
With this, we come to the conclusion of the Tulabhara Seva today on this auspicious day of Chitra Nakshatrotsavam. Thank you, Nithyanandam.